What's going on, everyone? We're going to be covering Square Enix's new strategy after a 70% profit drop. And this is what I think they always should have done, but they were kind of still teaming up with Sony trying to live in a PS1 era, which is kind of outdated. We're going to get into all of that. But right here, we see they're embarking on an aggressive multi-platform strategy. Following disappointing financial year, company unveils three-year plan targeting long-term growth. So this is Final Fantasy 16 sales, which still did solid for being an exclusive, and then definitely recent Rebirth sales. They're not very happy about that. So we don't have to look too much to the other stuff. What we could do is let's just go right here to the new strategy. As a result of this disappointing financial year, Square Enix will be implementing a new strategy going forward. The company's previous strategy included a target to rebuild its portfolio across both the HD games and smart device segments. SD, like mobile, pixel remaster, stuff like that. Streamline said portfolios and expand its MMO business. So what that means too is that Final Fantasy 14 is going to be coming to the next Nintendo console because it's already out on Xbox. Where else are you going to expand to? They're going to try to just get as much expansion as possible. Not only that, but we're going to get into that, and I think you guys get the idea. However, it said its journey to better profitability in HD game development, which is all their major games, has been incomplete, adding we launched many titles, but some failed to live up to profit expectations, especially outsourced titles and some AAA titles. 16 and 7. That's just straightforward about that. And then, of course, the abysmal failure of Forspoken is also a PlayStation. It's all happening on the PlayStation. It also noticed a slowdown in SD games, gaps in management infrastructure, and cannibalization of our new titles due to the launch schedules overlap. Its new strategy to tackle these challenges is called Square Enix Reboots and Awakens. This means they're finally getting the picture of what Capcom's been doing, what Sega finally caught on to, and other people by releasing their games on PC and other platforms, Xbox and Nintendo. The company wants to enhance its productivity and release titles more regularly by optimizing its development footprint, it said. That will involve revamping its organization, retiring its business unit based organization design, meaning strategy they had with PlayStation, and then eventually maybe PC. That's all, like I said, it's old, not PS1 era anymore. Positioning our new medium term business plan. Because let's think about it, guys. AAA games are incredibly expensive. It's not going to work anymore. Sony like pays you out the ass. Sony's not Microsoft. But even then, it's just expand out. Our goal, strong profit generation and further growth. HD, SD, MMO, public amusement, and merchandise. So we see here, establish a new development footprint capable of consistently and regularly releasing titles that meet our customers' expectations. Just going down. It's just the same thing of what I just said, just expanding out. The company said it will aggressively pursue a multi-platform strategy that includes Nintendo platforms, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. That PlayStation exclusivity stuff is done. Does this mean that Final Fantasy 16 is coming on other platforms? Mm-hmm. It's going to be coming to the Switch too. It's going to be coming to Xbox, and it's going to be coming to PC, which we already knew. Final Fantasy 7? Oh, yeah. And every other Final Fantasy game, like Final Fantasy 9 Remake, any other Final Fantasy reboot, any other major Square Enix game, all of those games are now going to be on Xbox, PC, and Nintendo day one. Sony needs to make their own RPG. Like, just stop living off of nostalgia. Like, they just literally just ran off of Final Fantasy as long as they could, but it's not their development. They were just locking it to their console. So Square is getting hurt by doing that. It's time to stop doing that and go to other platforms. You know what I mean? You can sell just as much on Nintendo without doing all that because they have like 90% of Japan to themselves. So they're missing out on so much profit in Japan and just selling worldwide because Nintendo sells worldwide just like Sony. So you've been missing out on all that profit, and you've been missing out on Xbox paychecks, on Game Pass expansion, and the sales on Xbox. which is not going to be more than any of those two, but still, it's checks and still expansion and PC, which can sell. I'm not gonna say it's gonna sell as much as PlayStation and Nintendo, but it'll sell more than Xbox. So if you're including all that together worldwide, yeah, I mean, they would not have that profit drop. It wouldn't exist. All just to make PlayStation get boosted while you're getting sacrificed now. Let's be done with that. And come to here right now and get up to date and be on PC day one, Switch 2 day one, and Xbox day one. And enough with all that. Be universal. Um, but that's the goal here. So all of you that patiently waited in the Nintendo world that don't like Sony or PC, Xbox, and even if you don't like Sony, it's just like if you're just in there. 'Cause I'm not trying to make this a console war thing, but yeah, you don't have to worry about it being locked there. 16 is coming to the other platforms. 7 coming to the other platform. Whereas not doing this anymore, they need that profit. That's what this is about. Just like Sony going to PC now, not because they want to. Square actually wants to, but Sony's going to PC because they don't have a choice. Microsoft's going to be branching out and doing what they're doing because they don't have a choice. Oh, but it's different when you're a developer and you want to make more profit and just get your game out everywhere and you don't have a console. That's a totally different dimension. That's why we gotta kind of talk about that. It's different when somebody's trying to convince you in a contract to say, "Hey, man," and kind of remind you of the '90s. Well, we're not in the '90s anymore. We're in a totally different market here. So, and way bigger market with a lot of casuals. So yeah, it's good to branch out. But you see, it also intends to step up digital sales. That means you're going to be doing a lot more sales on things. And even when they do bring those other games to platforms, they may be putting them on sale faster and just being more aggressive. You know what I mean? Because profit is profit. I said all the time, if you sold only 700,000 at 69.99 or 59.99, and then you sold another 700,000, you put it on sale for 29.99 or 39.99, and then you did it again and you're making more profit. Why not do that? Why sit there at that price when you're not making any profit when it can be available cheaper and you're selling and still getting profit? The same profit. So that's why greed is not good. I don't think every game should be 69.99 going forward. I actually think they need to chill out with that and realize that if you're gonna make more money at cheaper price points, you're getting more profit, and you have a bigger community for future DLC to be bought. You know what I mean? It's just more smarter to think about that instead of just thinking that it needs to be 69.99, which is stupid. And I just don't agree with it. It's not a problem for me, but it's just more like looking at the entire community pool and then realizing dumb decisions. Don't get me started with like Sony doing that too. And it's like, if you're gonna do that, at least be better than everyone in that field and why you're doing that price point. Like some games they put at 69.99. One was Returnal. It's like, why would you do that? Hurt the game big time. And just other games. Like Nintendo is dominating. You know what I mean? They have the highest software, highest meta by a mile, and you're not on their level. Their software numbers are out of this goddamn world. They're blowing you off the map. That's why people hide their software numbers. They're scared to reveal theirs because they know they'll get embarrassed. You do that against Xbox, but you won't do that against Nintendo. No, they're stumping you. You know what I mean? With less than one teraflop. And I know the PC community could probably laugh at this, so you may be a little bit upset with certain things, the way they do things, but it's their IPs, you know what I mean? But we're just talking about like development and like if you're doing it at that scale, imagine just getting better technology. And I think Nintendo may actually open up to the PC world in the future. You never know. So let's see what happens. Then you guys don't have to worry about that type of stuff. But anyways, basically what I'm saying is Sony said it the most. I just know this. 69.99 is on called for certain games when you're not the best developers. It should be 59.99, and certain games should not even be that. Because look what happens when they put Helldivers at their price. Selling like hotcakes. Imagine if they would have put Helldivers at 59.99, 69.99. It wouldn't have sold that much. It would have hurt the community and everything. But when you have MTX in there and you do it correctly, it ends up selling well. But not to get too far off topic, but you guys get the idea. So it's good for Square to do that and realize that you need to put your games on sale for cheaper so they can sell more. Not a bad thing. But going down, the company is set to rebuild its overseas business divisions from the ground up. It added, this will involve optimizing costs across its European and American offices via structural reforms. It's just basically getting them aligned with the Japanese development. Because when I say overseas, we have to think of Japan saying overseas, which is over here. And they're all going to get them aligned with that strategy to be ready to have all those platforms ready and not be out of date, stuck in the 90s. And then it's going to be looking into making strategic investments to expand into additional domains. So they just want to expand it out even more with their IPs. But yeah, they just had like, a huge profit loss, and that's just not good. So that's basically what this is right here. Um, and it's just good for, us to know that they're going to be doing it now, and they're going to be in the worldwide spectrum across all platforms day one, if they can. Great news. So yeah, the Final Fantasy lovers, if you were now wanting to get a PlayStation, you want to play 16, you want to play 7, you want to play future Final Fantasy games, definitely Nintendo World. When Switch 2 launches next year, I can promise you it's around the corner. The next Dragon Quest, it's going to be epic. Remember, they're putting the most budget they ever had in any Dragon Quest in this one. It's going to be very realistic. It's going to be action oriented, and it's going to be absolutely epic. So that's another game that you can bet is not going to be locked anywhere. So look forward to that, and in the PC world. So that's kind of what I wanted to cover, guys. Like, subscribe if you like this type of content. I'll be bringing you more. This is just great news, and I'm glad to see this because Square is a great company and they deserve to expand out, and other people deserve to enjoy those titles who don't want to get the other platform like PlayStation. They don't have to. So yeah, guys, y'all have a fantastic evening, day, morning, wherever you're at. Peace.